Well, hello and welcome on in to Game 3 of the MyHockey Liberty Cup in suburban Philadelphia. Going to get a late start to this one, given that the earlier games went a little bit long. And once we do get started, though, it will be North Park against the Valley Forge Colonials. And this is a must-win game for North Park if they want to play for the championship tomorrow afternoon in the 12 o'clock hour. North Park's 1-1. The Colonials are 1-0-1. And so the Colonials should move on with a tie or a win. And North Park just needs the outright win to play tomorrow. The other two teams in this division kicking off right about now on the rink next to this one. But there'll be no split screen coverage on Midnight Sports as it's just lonely old me providing the coverage here. And so not only do you have to deal with me again tonight, you also get the sweet, sweet vantage point of the corner of the rink at rink level. Because as you can see, there is no elevated seating here on Rink 3 at Oaks, PA. It's a nice barn, but Rink 3 certainly has the worst vantage point for a cameraman that you can have. Anyway, enough griping. 3 minutes on the warm-up board, waiting for the Zamboni to get done. We'll bring you all the coverage once this ice is cut. Until then, enjoy some royalty-free music. This is Midnight Sports.
This broadcast is streamed and produced by Midnight Sports and is not affiliated with any hockey organization, club, or team. Midnight Sports is comprised of hockey parents who stream games for friends and family who cannot attend the games in person.
Well, hello, and welcome on in again. This time to Oaks, Pennsylvania. And it's game 3 of the MyHockey Liberty Cup here in suburban Philly. It is a must-win game for North Park if they want to move on and play in the championship tomorrow. And so they will be taking on the Valley Forge Colonials. Here, the Colonials coming to this one 1-0-1. Having beaten Cranford just like North Park did this afternoon, they tied West Point in the game just before North Park's game this afternoon. And so they currently have the upper hand over North Park. It is West Point currently playing on the rink next to ours against Cranford. But for all intents and purposes, West Point already in the championship game, and so call this one a semifinal to get into the game tomorrow. Just 3 seconds left to go on the warm-up clock, and we will get rolling with 14 minutes on the board. You've got an end zone rink level view. You'll just have to take my word for it that it is the best vantage point to film in this rink. There's no elevated seating. It's an ice barn, but it is not one with elevated seating here in Rink 3 in Oaks, PA. And so this is the best we're going to do for you this evening and tomorrow. Tomorrow's games, whether it's the consolation game or the first place game, both at this rink. Unless MyHockey decides to move one of the games to a rink next door. All right, we expect it to be Bo Bickoff between the pipes this evening, taking over for Ryan Speaker from this afternoon. And good to have the old number 4 in the blue paint for this one. North Park will be wearing their white jerseys as the home team in this one. And so we'll see who Coach Raynor throws over the boards to start us off here, as North Park enters this one needing to win it to move on to the championship game tomorrow. That championship game at 12:40 p.m. Consolation game just before it at 11:10. Excuse me. Yes, 11:10 a.m. is the consolation game. 12:40 p.m. tomorrow is the championship game. West Point already into that game, and the winner of this one we'll move on to face them tomorrow. Just a little last-minute strategy right in front of the camera here down at the North Park end. North Park will be moving away from you in the first and third periods, coming right at you in the second period. And we'll do our best to zoom in as much as possible to catch everything at the other end of the rink. Certainly North Park hopes the first and third periods occur most at that other end of the rink, and we'll try to follow it as much as possible. Sometimes the puck marks on the plexiglass in front of us can make that just a little bit difficult, but again, we will do our best to capture all the action here from Oaks, PA. Game 3 of the MyHockey Liberty Cup coming up right now on Midnight Sports. It'll be Bigliotti, Koslewski, Samosi, Halpern, and Grebin on the ice for this puck drop. One forward by North Park, but it'll be Valley Forge coming back in the other direction. Settled so far as Halpern worked on over toward Bigliotti. He's going to give chase. First on it is Valley Forge, and they work that puck up and out of the zone. A collision at center ice. No call made, and so Koslewski all the way back works it over for Halpern, who will stop and dance with it on the other side of that stanchion. Sometimes you're going to have to take my word for it. Grebin now all the way down the right wing into the offensive end. That shot goes high up into the netting on a deflection with 13:25 left to play in this first period. It will be a face-off in the offensive end for North Park. Finkelstein, Meller, looks like Tenenbaum, Keyworth, and Sweeney on the ice for the folks in white sweaters as Valley Forge tries to work that out of the defensive corner. It's going to come all the way up to Meller. He can shoot in. That shot goes just a bit wide. And now it's Keyworth having to back off so that there's not an odd man rush in the opposite direction. Back for the puck is Meller. Works it up to the top of the zone, but not out. It's Valley Forge with the puck. They throw it alone in front. Oh, Bickoff with a 5-bell save to kick us off here. All alone in front was Valley Forge. Bo Bickoff able to throw the big right leg pad out to keep this game at goose eggs. Here comes Valley Forge once more. Tenenbaum and Finkelstein across for the puck. It's going to roll to Meller, who's able to jab it up to the blue line. Spun in, but it hits a skate in front. And now Tenenbaum able to clear that puck all the way down. And so on the icing, just one shot on goal in the sequence, but what a save it was right in front of the camera down here with 12:31 left to go in this first period. It was Bickoff throwing the big right leg pad out as a Valley Forge man was alone in front. And it'll be a defensive zone drop off the icing. Schlesky works that over to the half wall. Turning, though, is Halpern with the puck. He pulls it out of the corner, dances behind the net. He can spin that off the boards, where he will find Grebin, who stalks forward as we try to get the camera to focus on the far side of the ice. It's now Grebin shooting in. That puck spilled in front. Valley Forge is going to come away with it, but the puck came up high on the shot, it looks like. And so we get a stoppage in play for an injured North Parker down on the ice. Try to keep you updated as he is slow to get up as that shot had come on in. Up on the ice is Vigliotti, and he's able to skate off under his own power with 12:11 left to play in this first period. Lorenzo Vigliotti looks no worse for the wear as he heads on over to the North Park bench. It'll be a neutral zone drop for North Park just outside the Valley Forge zone. It's Tenenbaum working that to Samosi, who finds Halpern across the ice. Halpern can dump that into the near corner in the offensive end. Trying to hold the zone there was Finkelstein. Samosi sends that on net. It's kicked out by Valley Forge, and now the Colonials will work that up to that far half wall. Comes to Halpern again, spun in on net. Kicked aside once more as it's a couple of shots on goal for North Park, and they try to move the puck just a bit deeper. Finkelstein does that, but it'll be a Valley Forge stick carrying that up and out to the blue line, and then jabbed in once more by North Park. They've got a little time trying to send that across the zone. Was Sweeney nearly found a man in the slot. Instead, it's Valley Forge coming back in the other direction, only so far as Ben Halpern, who can turn behind his own net for the puck, and then he will stop and delay and switch positions with Samosi, who's able to take that puck on the forehand, skate it up to the top of the defensive zone, and it's kicked farther by a Colonial, and now Halpern can pick up and skate forward through the neutral zone into the offensive end. It's Ben Halpern. He sends that all the way to the end boards. It's North Park making a change, and so Halpern just trying to tie the puck up long enough for North Park to make that change, but here come the Colonials. Right back in the other direction. It's Valley Forge across the slot. Bickoff able to throw the big glove out. Frees the puck, and North Park can complete its full change if it wants to. 10:50 left to go in this first period. Shots 3-2 in North Park's favor, but a couple of big stops by Bo Bickoff included in that number. It's Valley Forge throwing it right in front of the corner here as Vigliotti's able to clear that up and out of the zone, and now North Park can dash forward. Keyworth tries to carry it farther. Bouncing puck finds a North Park stick in the neutral zone, and now Valley Forge will take over at their own blue line. Dumped in once more by Vigliotti on a deflection. Valley Forge works it over to the far side of the ice. They're able to get that puck up and out of the zone, and Meller finds Vigliotti, who jabs that puck forward for Koslewski. A couple of stick lifts later, the Colonials come away with it. And a soft toss into the offensive zone so they don't take an icing. It's Meller back for the puck behind his own net. He finds Keyworth, who delays, then finds Grebin, stalking forward all the way toward the offensive end. It's Dylan Grebin loading up, shooting. That one kicked aside just enough by Valley Forge on a nice save to send it to the corner. And the Colonials break out so far as center ice. Samosi gets pinned against the wall on that near side of the ice, tries to kick the puck back to Vigliotti. It gets held up once more, then sits in the neutral zone. Jousting for it is Grebin to carry it into the offensive end. He's joined there by Tenenbaum. Tries to free that puck and pitchfork it up to the point. It's just going to sit in the corner, does the puck. Then it's thrown out by the Colonials to relieve some of this pressure. It's Halpern with a man on, told there by Bickoff he has a man on him. But that puck ended up crossing the end line as icing was never washed out. So 9:24 left to go in this first period. And it is an icing call on the Colonials and an offensive zone draw for North Park. It's Tenenbaum at the near dot. He settles down, works that over to the half wall with his Colonial compatriot, and Valley Forge able to send that up to the blue line, but not out. Halpern stuck it farther, comes in on net, and it's frozen nicely by the Colonials once more. 9:12 left to go here in the first. And you might hear me start to complain just about how cold this rink is, because boy is it down here at ice level in Oaks Rink 3. This is Schlesky trying to work that puck forward. Instead, it comes out to the neutral zone. Here comes Valley Forge into the offensive end. It's going to be a penalty, and it'll be interference on North Park. Samosi with a couple of questions for the official, but at 9:02 left to go in this first period, it's North Park going to the box. And Brian Speaker opens the penalty box door for Rafi Samosi, who's going to the box for interference. And so North Park down a man for the next 2 minutes, assuming no more paperwork in the intervening time there. It is an interference penalty on Samosi. Now Keyworth takes that face-off win. He's able to send it up and out all the way down. That puck will go on the zone clearance. Valley Forge curls behind their net to set up the play. It's Valley Forge now carrying the puck forward into the offensive end. Valley Forge on the puck. They throw it toward the slot. Instead, it comes in on Bickoff. He makes the save. Thrown out in front. A couple of North Park sticks in the way, and they can once again clear the zone. And so it's Valley Forge trying to come away with it behind their net. North Park makes a partial change. Onto the ice is Halpern joining Meller as a defensive pair. Valley Forge will try the near side of the ice and send that toward the offensive end, but Meller clears once more. Now Valley Forge picking up that puck in the neutral zone, and it's cleared again by Tenenbaum as soon as it had touched the North Park zone. This time it's going to be Finkelstein giving chase. There's a stick down on the ice. It's not Finkelstein, who tries a jam attempt and two. And then Valley Forge able to cover that one up. And so shorthanded chance there for North Park on Finkelstein's backhand. He buys his team an offensive zone draw with 8:02 left to go in this first period. This is a must-win game for North Park and a must-tire win for the Colonials. Valley Forge takes that face-off win, still on the man advantage for another 55 seconds here as that puck rolls all the way to the end boards. Meller takes a hit, and then the puck jousted up to the top of the zone on out. Delayed offside here on the Colonials. Halpern tries a long stretch pass. He was looking for Grebin. Didn't have to worry about icing because North Park's still on the penalty kill as that puck comes up to the far half wall. It's Valley Forge able to work that across their zone, and giving chase is Meller. Valley Forge first to it. They'll break into the offensive end. Puck sits there. Meller works it right back out for Grebin. He can send that deep into the offensive end where Valley Forge will take over. With 18 seconds left to go on the man advantage, here come the Colonials once more. Zone break-in, drop pass connects, and Valley Forge fires that across, but Bickoff with the glove save and freeze. 7:12 left to go here in the first period. Time enough to remind you that tomorrow's games are either at 11:10 a.m. for the consolation game or 12:40 p.m. right here in Oaks, PA for the championship game. We'll know whether that's going to include North Park by the end of this one. Still 11 seconds left to go on the man advantage. Tenenbaum works that to the half wall, but Valley Forge controls. They send it across the blue line, spin it in on Bickoff, and the rebound control on point there. Just 7 seconds gone from that man advantage between face-off and freeze from Bo Bickoff. And so just another shot on goal for Valley Forge. This face-off will be on the far side of the ice. It's Tenenbaum jousting with his man, but backing out are both the Colonials and the North Parkers. as that faceoff got reset. In any event, it is Valley Forge trying to hold the zone, but a stick lift by Sweeney sees that puck all the way out, and so Valley Forge has to reset near side of the ice. They do 5-on-5 hockey here as the Colonials have it, but first to it is Tenenbaum. When that puck was loose, he'll skate in front of the camera, work it around far side of the ice where he finds Sweeney, and Sweeney some good stick work, able to pull that into the offensive end, and then spun in on what was a delayed offside. Immediate touch-up, though, by North Park. Valley Forge takes over. They work that puck down their left wing. North Park first to it. Keyworth was reaching for it. He's able to cycle it around to the near side and find Meller. Meller on up for Vigliotti. Vigliotti now can stalk forward, throws that across. He was looking for Sweeney in the neutral zone. And that puck ping-pongs around just a bit. Eventually finds a Valley Forge jersey. And it'll be the Colonials trying to go around the side of the cage. Instead, it was Halpern jamming his man up as the camera loses focus here and there on the stanchion. Bickoff throws the big glove out, makes the save with 5:53 left to go in this opening frame. These teams feeling each other out just a little bit as there's been some action, but not too many grade A chances just yet. And now Samosi batting that puck all the way around. Valley Forge able to cut out the zone exit. It's Halpern trying to spin that puck just a bit toward the top of the zone. Instead, Valley Forge there. He'll work that puck to the corner. Standing a man up is Samosi. And now Kishlevsky in for support just on the other side of this metal stanchion. That seems to be in the way more often than not. It's Valley Forge coming away with the puck. Vigliotti pushes his man to the top of the zone. Shot comes in, and it never gets through as North Park still looking to clear the zone. Valley Forge with the puck on the near side. Good cycle play by Valley Forge. Nearly results in a grade A chance. Instead, Ben Halpern able to get his stick in the way, and so Valley Forge will just dump on in. It's Samosi first to it. He's got a Colonial man all over him, but he's able to flick it up and out for Vigliotti, who finds Grebin streaking into the zone. He shoots. That puck saved nicely by the Colonials, and Valley Forge looks to get this puck out of the near corner instead. North Park in the way. Right now, Valley Forge tries the other side of the ice. Halpern holds the zone, throws that in. Stick save and a butte by Valley Forge as we can get everybody on camera. It's North Park now on a delayed offside. They'll have to back off, giving Valley Forge a little bit of time to get that puck up and out. Partial change for North Park. The Colonials able to come on in. Some heavy hitting now in the near corner. Keyworth pulls that off the end boards and can stalk forward through the neutral zone. And to the offensive end, tries to leave there for Finkelstein. Colonials man in the way. Finkelstein can dump on in, but that puck on a delayed offside will belong to the Colonials, who can send it right on back out. Again, these two teams just feeling each other out at the moment, trying to find a good chance to send something on net. Instead, the puck staying to the outside, and right now the extreme outside, as that one bounced up into the North Park bench with 3:58 left to go in this first period. It'll be a face-off in the defensive zone. And Meller, Tenenbaum, Sweeney, Halpern, and Finkelstein will be on the ice for this drop. It's the alternate captain at the dot. Works it over toward Meller as Valley Forge tries to send that puck just a bit deeper. Halpern touches it over to that far corner. And jousting for it there is Meller. Fired toward the net, but cut out by Halpern, who can carry it around toward this near corner, touch it farther, as Valley Forge now sending it to the far side of the zone, trying to set up a shot. North Park able to get in the way. Valley Forge has to wait to break right back in. Their forwards clear the zone. They dump on in, but it's Halpern first to that puck. He spins it up quickly, and now turning is Sweeney toward the offensive end. Sweeney across the offensive zone, where Valley Forge will take over, as Sweeney was waiting for teammate support. He had been camped out at that blue line. Halpern spins the puck deeper in the offensive end, but without possession, and so here comes Valley Forge all the way in to the offensive end. They shoot in wide of the cage on a deflection. Halpern tries to stick lift his man there, as Valley Forge just committing forwards a little bit deeper in the zone right now to try to get something closer to Bo Bickoff's net. Instead, though, it's Grebin all the way into the offensive end, carries it to the end boards, where North Park tries to throw something out front, but instead Valley Forge in the way, and it's the Colonials working that puck up and out. This one should go for an icing. They tried the long stretch pass. It didn't connect, and so with 2:38 left to go in this first period, it'll be a face-off all the way at the far end of the ice. It's Samosi and Halpern as the defenders. Koslewski to take this drop, joined by Vigliotti and Grebin. That puck comes to the side of the cage, fired just wide all the way in front. Jam attempt doesn't connect for North Park because it's a great save from the Colonials. And now it's a puck that comes over to the far half wall as 4 players in for support. But the puck all the way out of the zone. Look out, the clearance didn't happen all the way across. Halpern gets back. After the Ice Monster had eaten up his pass, it was Halpern able to deflect that puck to the end boards to cut out the threat for North Park. And now it's Samosi and Halpern trying to get this puck up and out of that far corner. And Valley Forge emerges with it and cycles it just a bit deeper all the way to the end boards. And to the near point now, Valley Forge with the puck. They jab it across to some open ice. Colonials trying to work this puck to the near side. They do. Look out. Tight angle shot all the way across. Takes a deflection on the near side of the cage. Grebin can pick up and flick it up and past the defensive blue line. And so this puck is dumped on in over to the near side of the ice, where Halpern will retrieve and send that all the way on a stretch pass up to the offensive blue line, cut out by the Colonials. It's going to be a penalty here on North Park. And it looks like a tripping call as Vigliotti might be going to the box here. He at least is the man who has some questions for the officials with 1:20 left to play in this first period. Second power play coming up for the Colonials. They're 0 for 1 on the day, but North Park knows it's playing with fire here to continue to go to the box in a game that they need to win. Even though it is only the first period, can't win any games in the first period, but you sure can lose them in North Park. Of course, looking to avoid anything like that in this first period. It's Meller in the near corner. Keyworth able to send that up and out of the zone. It was partially touched by the Colonials, slowing it down, and so they can break back in just a little quicker than you might think, but they'll go offside here with 1:06 left to go in this first period. Still 147 left to go on the man advantage, and it wasn't just an offside, it was an icing. It's a tight call at center ice against Valley Forge, but North Park, no complaints on the penalty kill here to get the offensive zone drop. It's Finkelstein leaning on a man behind the net as he tries to work it out toward the net front, and that puck covered up nicely by Valley Forge. Call it a shot on goal by North Park there. Shots 11-5 in North Park's favor. Hard to believe given how much action has been down in the North Park end. But ball don't lie, and so it is North Park trying to hold the puck in the offensive end, just flicked wide on the penalty kill. And that bouncing puck comes out front. It hits the post, and it's spilled into the slot. North Park absolutely buzzing down a skater. With 40 seconds left to go, it'll be the Colonials coming back in the other direction. They work this puck all the way from the far corner to the near, but unable to hold the zone on what was eventually a North Park clearance, and so they'll have to try again into the offensive end. Drop pass over at that far point. Colonials stalk in and dump in, and so firing on the ice is the Colonials man who had been net front, and he cycles it around. Look out. They'll try the far side now. Bickoff attuned to it as the Colonials work that up to the point, but it's going to miss all sticks and go all the way down. Just 5 seconds left to play here in the first. When we come back, there will still be 40 seconds on the man advantage. We'll call it 41. We'll put 14 minutes on the board. Do it all over again for the period of the long change. This is North Park Hockey on Midnight Sports. he did it. 14 more on the board for this second period. Still 41 seconds left to go on the man advantage for Valley Forge, and so it will be North Park trying to kill off the rest of that tripping call against him. As we kick off this middle frame, a reminder, all 14-minute periods and games can and have ended in a tie. Valley Forge could tell you about that. They had a tie earlier today, and so North Park has to know that as well, and they do, as Valley Forge takes this face-off all the way back to their blue line, where they'll stalk forward through the neutral zone now on the man advantage. All the way down that puck goes. Valley Forge trying to pull it out of the corner. They work it to the far point, all the way to the near one now, trying to set up a shot, but they were harassed there by North Park, who was able to get that puck up and out of the zone. Looks like it was Peyton Tenenbaum with the zone clearance as Valley Forge sets up the shot once more, but look out, here comes North Park on the penalty kill, able to pull that puck into the offensive zone. They shoot in just high of the cage. Rolling puck. Finkelstein jams up on the near side. We're back to 5-on-5 hockey here as Valley Forge has that puck roll in front. Look out, still loose. Shot in again by Grebin. And now it's Valley Forge coming back in the other direction. That loose puck rolled to Grebin's stick. He was able to reach for it, wristed on net to prevent Valley Forge from going in the other direction. And the Colonials ice the puck with 13 minutes even left to go in this second frame. And so it's a home side shot on goal, nothing more in the sequence. Right now, this is Vyshylevsky at the dot, trying to win the puck forward. It's going to bounce over a few people, but it comes on down to Grebin, near side of the ice. He throws it in front. Good stick work by the Colonials, cut out the threat. Grebin gets it back off the near half wall. That puck rolls, though, to a Colonials man. And Valley Forge surveys its options to get the puck up and out. Up and out, the puck goes on a Valley Forge stick as they carry it into the neutral zone. They'll dump on in. North Park settles that puck down, sends it back in this direction. Should be on net, so no icing coming here as Valley Forge first to it. North Park thought about a change. They'll keep the same skaters out there right now as Valley Forge works it up the right wing. And again, sometimes you're going to have to take my word for it, given the puck marks on the plexiglass. Hard for the camera to immediately focus. It's Valley Forge on the puck into the offensive end. Look out in the slot. They're in tight. Bickoff kicks it out. And now North Park with some time to get that puck to the top of the zone. Momentum carries it on out. Good puck hounding by North Park. Here comes Vyshylevsky. Tries to filter it on over toward Grebin. It hits a Valley Forge stick, and so all the way down that puck goes for an icing. And it was a pick-off save early in the sequence. And now an offensive zone drop for North Park on the near side of the ice. It's Sweeney, Tenenbaum, Halpern. Looks like Finkelstein and Samosi as the five skaters in white. Valley Forge able to carry that to the far side of the defensive zone and work it on up and out. This rolling puck should go for an icing once more. And with 11:40 left to go in this second period, we'll do it all over again. This time in the far circle of the North Park offensive zone. Well, 10:26 here on the East Coast. Thanks so much for joining us live on a super late Saturday night. For this old man, we're happy to have you with us. We say we could do it without you, but wouldn't. And that's never been more true than late on a cold Saturday night here in suburban Philly. That shot came in from North Park and was immediately frozen by the Valley Forge netminder. This will be Tenenbaum at the near dot. Puck's dropped, clean win by Tenenbaum. And Halpern able to work that puck deeper for Finkelstein. First on it. Finkelstein cycles it to Tenenbaum. Tenenbaum now on the puck, carries it wide, and tries to set up a shot instead. It's a backhanded pass for Halpern, and Halpern able to work the puck just deeper. He has to retreat back to his point position as a defender. This will be Valley Forge able to work that puck up and out to the neutral zone where North Park has to collect and settle it down at the offensive blue line. Now 5 players in on the puck as it sits at that Valley Forge blue line. North Park trying to work it forward. Instead, Valley Forge does well to dig it out from some skates and get into the offensive end. That shot goes high over the cage. North Park able to get the puck up and out. Valley Forge controls in the neutral zone. Valley Forge, long dump in toward the side of the cage. And North Park's going to be first to it. Rafi Samosi on the puck, works it up towards Sweeney. Sweeney able to turn with it. And on the forehand, nice pass up to Tenenbaum, who takes a shoulder. He keeps on ticking, but it is Valley Forge able to get that up and out. We'll see what the call here is. Like perhaps a hand pass, but no gesture just yet. As to where the faceoff might be, it's going to be at center ice. And so, all's well that ends well here. It's still 5-on-5 hockey, 10:26 left to go in this second period. North Park looking for a way forward. As Grebin on the puck, he jabs it through the circle. And now Meller settles it in the neutral zone for North Park to break back in. It's Vigliotti shooting, and that's gloved and down by the Valley Forge man between the pipes. North Park buzzing around the net, but Valley Forge first to it, and they'll send it on the glass, up and out of the zone. It gets caught between a couple of skates, finds a Colonials man who can streak forward with the puck. Into the offensive end go the Colonials. They jab it in front, and it was Bickoff, big leg pad, who was able to cut out what had happened right in the net front. Not sure if the puck was actually sent on goal, but Bickoff had seen enough and threw the big right leg out. Now a backhanded shot comes in. It's scored. Oh, boy. Touched in front, and just like that, it's Valley Forge with the 1-goal lead on the shot from down low. Now North Park now looking up at a 1-goal deficit. After they had been driving play in the last couple of minutes. It's Valley Forge, though, and found itself alone in front, able to deflect a puck past Bickoff, who had and continues to play really well in this game. The 8 shots on the scoreboard belie the grade A chances that Valley Forge has had. And so it's Valley Forge up 1-0 as we tick toward the halfway point of this game. The Colonials have the puck in the offensive end. They carry it farther there. North Park all over the puck, trying to get it up and out. Instead, it'll be Halpern all the way back for it. He works it over towards Samosi. And now the Colonials dump it in just a bit farther. As Valley Forge with the puck on the forehand toward the side of the cage, trying to get something out in front of the net. That's how they scored their goal, with some traffic in front as that rolling puck had come through after a couple of Bickoff saves. It's Sweeney able to turn with the puck, get it up and out. Carried it into the neutral zone before surrounded by the Colonials, who can dump on back in. It's now North Park again on the puck, on the forehand, skating this one up and out. Halpern carries it farther into the offensive zone. Halpern, drop pass there, shot off the crossbar from Finkelstein. Oh, North Park just that close to evening this one up. Instead, it's an icing that gets washed. And so it's Samosi working that puck on a quick up for Halpern, who runs into the linesman's skates. He won't be happy about that as North Park tries to dump that puck in deeper. Halpern still strong on the puck on this near side. Sweeney with it, ships it across into the slot. Looking 5-hole. Whereas North Park unable to find it, though, and so it'll be Valley Forge right back in the other direction. They come around toward the side of the cage. They pass it in front. Strong stick work, though, by North Park. Cuts out the threat, and then the big leg pads of Bickoff does the rest as North Park able to get that up and out of the zone into the neutral zone. The puck comes all the way back to the Valley Forge end, where they can turn up ice and gain the center line to try and dump it. North Park able to fire it right back up and out. Valley Forge collects at their own blue line as Grebin had poured forward to try and keep that puck in the offensive end. This is North Park now, right back on the puck in the neutral zone. Across it comes to the logo. Trying to joust it farther was Vigliotti. And the Colonials carry it into the offensive end. But North Park right on the puck, and now look out. That puck touched forward. It's North Park trying to get to the side of the cage. It was Vigliotti back post who was trying to get that puck up and in. Instead, it's a bouncing puck that finds the Valley Forge netminder's glove. And so, with 7:09 left to play, it was the back post pass that nearly connected from Grebin to Vigliotti instead. It's a frozen puck by Valley Forge. And a nice freeze by them to take a little bit of the air out of the North Park attack. Finkelstein across on the faceoff to try and hold this puck in the zone on the far side of the ice. Puck gets caught between a couple of skates. Even the officials can see the puck not yelling at the players to move it just yet, as that puck was in constant motion. Good forecheck here by Sweeney. Tries to pull it from the side of the cage. Bouncing puck in front. Kicked just wide by Finkelstein as he tried to go skate to stick. And now it's Valley Forge looking to work this puck up and out. They can only get it so far as Feworth, who shoots that high of the net. He was looking for a shooting lane, and they were all blocked up in front, and so he tossed it to some open ice over the net. And now it's Valley Forge, again, trying the zone exit, but the captain across sends that to the near post for us. The back post for him just misses the cage. Valley Forge back on the puck. They'll send it all the way around off the dasher to get it up and out of the zone. Carry it across the blue line and farther. Here come the Colonials. They'll dump in, and they'll go for a well-deserved line change after the dump in. And so North Park will attempt a quick up all the way to Tenenbaum. And he's able to dump that puck on in. Grebin goes for it on the forecheck. It's Valley Forge working it up so far as Koslewski, who bats the puck farther, and now Vigliotti stands a man up in the corner as the puck just sits for a moment. North Park able to hold the zone. Grebin across, shooting in, kicked out by Valley Forge, and now this game is really opening up because here come the Colonials all the way into the offensive end. It's Valley Forge all the way behind the North Park net, trying to settle the puck down there. Instead, Valley Forge works it up to the point, walks the blue line, shooting in, and Bickoff with a nice save and freeze. And so a shot aside in the sequence for the teams. 5:19 left to play in this second period. It's a defensive zone drop for the team in white from Long Island City. Puck won there by North Park. Sent all the way around on the set play. Look out, it's Grebin in, and he shoots it. Saved very nicely. All over him, of course, was the Valley Forge man. It was good defense in the end by the Colonials. And the shot into the right leg pad of the Valley Forge man between the pipes. Here come the Colonials right back in the other direction. They'll have to stop and turn at the blue line, as it was a good poke check from North Park to dispossess North Park with the puck in their own end. Again trying to quick up, and now it is Grebin in a mini break. Grebin on in, the back check. Able to take the puck off his stick. Valley Forge making a living on the back check right now, as Grebin had broken in, but ended up not being able to get the shot off because Valley Forge able to lift his stick at the last moment. We'll see what the call here is, as there is a penalty call on the ice. And it would be North Park's first power play of the day, with 4:26 left to go here in the second period. It'll be an offensive zone drop on the roughing call against Valley Forge. And North Park down a goal, up a man for the next 2 minutes, assuming no more paperwork in the interim. Power play unit numero uno over the boards. For North Park, this will be Keyworth at the dot, joined by Grebin, Meller, Alpern, and Tenenbaum. It's North Park settling the puck down for Keyworth. He fires it across. It filters all the way through the blue paint. North Park was trying to get a touch on it, but it was defensive work by Valley Forge that cut out the threat. One-timer from Keyworth goes high over the cage, and this will be Tenenbaum working it up to the point for Halpern once more. Right back down to Tenenbaum. He can turn, works it low for Grebin. The give and go nearly connects, but instead Valley Forge had sniffed that one out, and they can carry this puck all the way down to the North Park end, where they dump in and go for a change. And it's North Park picking the puck back up with 1 minute and 20 seconds left to go on the man advantage. Halpern had worked that across for Grebin. Grebin dips the shoulder, drops it off for Halpern, all the way across for Tenenbaum, back to Halpern. Halpern surveys his options, throws it over to the far side of the ice. Tenenbaum works it deeper for Grebin. Grebin settles it down, back up to Tenenbaum, across for Halpern. Halpern on in. That puck comes up nearly into the netting. Instead, it stays on the ice. Meller has it back behind the cage. Meller now surveying his options on the backhand, and this will be North Park just delaying for a second playing a little pitch and catch with 41 seconds left to go on this man advantage. All the way across, the Keyworth pass goes. Looking for a one-timer was North Park. They reset in the offensive end. It's Grebin on the puck. And this power play has been spent almost exclusively in the Valley Forge zone. But it's North Park looking for a shot now on the stick of Tenenbaum. He sends it across. He was looking for Grebin on the back post instead. The pass just a little bit wanting, and so Keyworth retrieves on the near half wall. Across this puck goes, and North Park able to possess. Grebin will curl toward the slot, back post shot, and scored. It's Halpern who had snuck on in, and just like that, it's 1-1 here in Oaks, Pennsylvania. Well, right at the end of that man advantage, North Park able to strike back and turn this into a 1-1 hockey game. And it's all left to play for here from Oaks with 2.5 minutes left to go in this middle frame. It's Halpern who's going to get the tally, and Grebin with the assist on that one. 150 seconds left to go in this second period. It's North Park with the face-off win. They'll flutter a puck all the way down, and Valley Forge to retrieve behind their net. Colonials on the puck. They'll reverse and carry this puck up and out of the defensive zone. A seam pass now connects for the Colonials, who will dump in. North Park will have to give chase all the way over to the far defensive corner. Puck flutters off a couple of sticks there. North Park, though, able to retrieve it and chip that puck up and out. It's Finkelstein trying to carry it farther. Instead, the Colonials turn that puck the other way, gain the line, dump on in. So Samosi back to it first, works that puck up toward the far half wall. Ended up being a nice pass for Finkelstein to carry up and out of the zone. Colonials repossess at center ice. The hitting picking up too, as Koslewski had upended a man there. And it's Finkelstein across to gain possession of the puck. This is North Park carrying forward now. Samosi carries it farther, lets up on the hit so that there's no injury into the partial stanchion by the North Park bench. Good sportsmanship there by the North Park man, as Meller now picks up the puck at his own blue line, but the Colonials will stalk in. It's the Colonials now into the offensive zone side of the cage. That shot misses everything, goes all the way to the far corner, as the Colonials were trying to pick that top corner over Bickoff's shoulder, unable to do so, as he had sealed that part of the net. And North Park on a quick up for Grebin. Grebin had touched that puck. It did take a deflection off his stick. Valley Forge first to it. 53 seconds left to go in this second period. And it's Keyworth to pick up and jab forward in the defensive zone. Now Grebin curls back for it in the neutral zone. Valley Forge all over him there. Finkelstein tries to pull it farther. It's the Colonials coming away with it at the logo. They drag it into the offensive end. 35 seconds left to play here in the middle frame as the Colonials try to send something out toward the net front. At the point, they just throw it to some open ice. And North Park will jab at it at the end boards, trying to get this puck out of danger. Long stretch pass, look out, bouncing puck, flutters on all players. It's Grebin still on the puck, sticks it farther, gets the shot off. But Valley Forge stands tall on the partial break attempt. Grebin nearly home on that one. He was able to poke the puck on net, but there goes the buzzer for the second period, and so just a shot on goal in the sequence after two. We're knotted up at one. We'll put 14 on the board. Do it one last time here from Oaks, PA, or late on a Saturday night. This is North Park Hockey on Midnight Sports. going here once again. This is it from Oaks, PA tonight. It's North Park trying to get into that championship game. They'll need a win here to play at 12:40 p.m. tomorrow. A tie or a loss puts them into the 11:10 a.m. game tomorrow. Don't forget to set your clocks forward tonight. Who needs the extra hour of sleep? I know I do, but the next time they ask for my opinion on changing the clocks will be the first time. Anyway, that's an icing on the Colonials. Just 14 seconds into this third period. It'll be an offensive zone draw for North Park. All the way at the opposite end of the ice. The teams, of course, have switched sides once again. And so North Park will be attacking away from the camera in this final frame. It's Tenenbaum at the near dot. He's backed up there by Halpern and Samosi. Chips it forward, but the Colonials come away with that puck. Samosi able to slow the neutral zone play down long enough to get some teammate support. The Colonials just feather the puck into the offensive end. Halpern picks up. The goal scorer works it over for Samosi, who can dump it forward for Sweeney. Just a bit out of his reach, and so the Colonials take over once more. They send that puck into the offensive end, and it'll be Halpern to try and pick that puck up on the turn. He does. Sweeney able to chip it farther. We'll see if this one crosses the end line for an icing. No arm raised for icing, and so Sweeney did well to slow that puck down enough so it didn't cross the end line. Soft shot in on net, covered up immediately by the Colonials. And so with 13:06 left to go in this game, it's an offensive zone draw for North Park on, we'll call it the near side of the ice. It's ever so slightly closer to the camera. This is North Park trying to chip that toward the slot, and now Grebin fires on the puck as it's whipped around to the far side of the ice. Vigliotti dumps it in just a bit deeper. The Colonials happy to cycle it to this near side. Meller first to it, but that bouncing puck hard to settle, and so the Colonials able to push it past the blue line. Vigliotti gets it back, delays for a moment, sends that just up and over the cage. Grebin picks up in this near corner and sends it to Vigliotti, who tries to throw it out front. And he gets sealed off on the play. And so the Colonials able to pick that puck and send it up and out. Cross was Meller. An important defensive play there to cut out the threat, but it's still the Colonials coming across. They tried to fool Bickoff with the shot instead of a pass. And Bickoff threw the right leg pad out. And now North Park fires this into the offensive end, trying to get a handle on the puck. Instead, it will be Valley Forge right back in the other direction. They pick that puck up in the slot. They fire it. It hits a body in front. It was a shot blocked by Meller to cut out the threat. And now this puck on a delayed offside, rimmed around to Halpern, who fires it on up for Vigliotti. He touches it farther, swipes it into the offensive end. And North Park can complete their change as the Colonials work the puck up and out. Sent right back in by Samosi. Delayed offside already touched up by North Park. And it's Sweeney in to try and hold the zone on the forecheck. Reversing the puck around are the Colonials as Finkelstein had danced in to try and pick a pocket. Instead, Valley Forge happy to try and kill off some of this game by playing it safely into the neutral zone, and it's a smart play as North Park ices the puck with 11:24 left to go. It's going to be a defensive zone drop for the team in white sweaters. Well, a reminder, you may have caught it as we kicked off this third period. But if North Park ties or loses this game, they'll be in the 11:10 a.m. game tomorrow, right here at Oaks Rink 3. And if they win this game, they'll be in the 12:40 p.m. game tomorrow for the championship. And again, that'll be right here at Oaks Rink 3. And so you don't have to worry about which rink, I suppose, is the benefit of all of that. We'll be treated to this very same camera angle tomorrow, though. And apologies for that, but this is the best vantage point we have. This is now Valley Forge picking the puck up with 11 minutes left to go in the game in their own end as North Park begins to press just a little bit more on the forecheck. Valley Forge able to work that puck up and out. Comes all the way into their offensive end, cycled by Samosi on over for Halpern, who tries to fire that puck up and out. Instead, the Ice Monster grabbed it at first, but Samosi on the Halpern pass works it up and out of the zone. Dumped in once more by Valley Forge. Both of these teams had a game earlier in the day, and so you'd forgive them if they were just a little bit tired as Halpern to pick up this puck and work it all the way across the zone. Here comes Valley Forge in front. It was a screen shot that hits the curved wall and nearly comes out of the zone, but instead it's Valley Forge right back on the puck. Halpern tries to pick it up, but we're going to get a call here. And it looks like North Park going to the box as Vigliotti takes a stroll over toward the penalty box there. He goes for roughing with 10-10 left to play in this game. And North Park has killed off both penalties called against him here today. They are 2 for 2 on the kill. They actually had some good chances on the last penalty kill. See if the same is true on this third attempt to kill off a penalty. Thrown all the way down there by Keyworth. Grebin first to it. Tries to cycle the puck, but it is Valley Forge in the way. And so they set up the zone breakout to set a zone break in. With under 10 minutes left to play here, 1:37 left to go on the man advantage for the team in blue. Keyworth first to that puck, sends it forward. Tenenbaum tries to track down in the offensive end. It's Tenenbaum on the puck at the end board. Sticks and equipment flying everywhere right now. As Valley Forge gets that puck back, sends it up and out of their defensive zone. Still up a skater are the Colonials for the next minute and 15 seconds. And so the Colonials happy to chip that out of their defensive zone once more. Keyworth settles for Meller. Meller all the way across for Tenenbaum, who works that puck deeper into the offensive zone. Of course, doesn't have to worry about icing on the penalty kill. 60 seconds gone, still 60 left on the man advantage for Valley Forge as they're desperate to get this puck up and out. It was a good forecheck there from North Park, but now here come the Colonials all the way into the offensive end. They work that puck toward the slot. Look out, trying to pick a top corner. Instead, that puck hits up into the netting. And we get a hand pass call on the ice. And so this faceoff, at the very least, will come up and out of the North Park zone. Like it had caught the netting on the deflected shot. Did that puck instead. It was brought down via glove from Valley Forge and then not touched by the player from Valley Forge who did it. And so the hand pass call delays play just for a moment. 35 seconds left to go on the man advantage here for Valley Forge. That puck racked up to the top of the zone, but not out by Samosi. And the Colonials trying to send it across the offensive end. They run into a North Park man as the official has the best seat in the house for this power play right now. It is spun on net just wide. Looked like Bickoff did well to get some leather on it to cut out the threat. Bouncing puck comes all the way across. One-timer, Bickoff gets across. Huge save there as North Park able to carry this puck up and out. We're back to 5-on-5 hockey here. It was a couple of saves from Bo Bickoff at the end of that power play that kept this a 1-1 game. And here come the Colonials right back at 5-on-5. They gain the line and dump in. Again, Valley Forge doing well to kill off a lot of this game by dumping and chasing to keep it safe and cut out any odd man rushes in the opposite direction. Now Valley Forge will curl through the neutral zone with the puck and enter the offensive end, pushed wide there by Meller. It's Halpern to pick up behind his own net, chips it off the boards to himself. And Halpern, and look, and send it across for Meller in the defensive zone. Meller now headmans it up toward Vigliotti, just out of his reach. And so Vigliotti out of the box, trying to get the breakaway chance instead. The headman pass just went a bit far, and so 7:22 left to go in this game. One North Park needs to win to get into the championship game tomorrow. And so the clock right now is Valley Forge's friend. This is Koslewski at the dot. Both players missed the initial drop as it had bounced from the puck drop. But Koslewski first to it, sends it to the far side of the defensive zone. Look out, Colonials trying to get that puck in just a bit tighter. They get toward the slot. It takes a deflection, does the shot. And Vigliotti able to spin that up and out of the zone. Bouncing puck touched farther by Grebin, who gives chase. He gets blocked off there by a Colonials man. And so North Park has to set up the old-fashioned way, which is muscling that puck deeper into the zone. Colonials just send it up and out. It hits a North Park skate. Doesn't get much farther, but turning now is the captain, Keyworth. All the way across, he's going to find Koslewski, who shoots in. That's sticked aside by the Colonials man in the blue paint. And now it is North Park trying to get that puck back on a stick toward the net front. They cycle it well, but up and out of the zone. So all the way across comes North Park into the defensive end. It's Meller laying a reverse hit in that far corner. And he gave as good as he got there. Keyworth in for some support to pull that puck out of the corner. He touches it to himself and then works it up to Vigliotti, who sends it to the center of the ice. It's Koslewski carrying it farther. Screen shot kicked out there by Valley Forge as Grebin, tries to get that puck on net. Instead, it comes out of the zone, and so Samosi back for it in the neutral zone. Sends that across. Koslewski will go for a change, as will Grebin. That puck gets iced. And we'll get a line change here for North Park with 5:48 left to go in this one. It'll be a face-off just in front of the camera well in the North Park end. Alpern, Tenenbaum, Samosi, Finkelstein, and Sweeney on the ice for the team from Queens. This is Tenenbaum trying to chip that over to the half wall. He does, where Valley Forge spears it forward, and Samosi will pick up on the backhand. Racks it off the board. Sweeney able to push that up and out. It's an offside on Valley Forge with 5:36 left to play. It's a neutral zone drop after Sweeney was able to clear the defensive zone. Valley Forge broke in just a bit offside. Same 5 skaters will stay out there on the ice. That puck is cleanly won by North Park. And now Halpern able to send that up the seam, but it misses all sticks. Valley Forge able to swipe that puck in. Bickoff shovels it to the side for Halpern to pick up and try and send up and out of the zone. Look out, though. The Colonials possess in the offensive end. Valley Forge setting up a shot from the far point. All the way across it goes. Bickoff had gotten across, making the Valley Forge man delay. And the shot ended up going wide in the end. Finkelstein able to jab that all the way up and down. It'll go for an icing, but it relieves a little bit of the pressure here on North Park as Valley Forge pushing for the winner instead. It's just an offensive zone draw for the team in blue and red. This is Koslewski, Vigliotti, Meller, Keyworth, and Grebin on the ice for North Park. It's Koslewski at the dot. Worked over to the near corner. Meller jabs it off that near corner. And Keyworth gives chase on the far side of the ice. Keyworth rubbed out of the play there, but he had done enough to work it to Koslewski, who cycles it over for Vigliotti. It's the Colonials all over North Park there, but stalking forward is Grebin with the puck into the offensive end. Grebin curls toward the slot, gets it back, shoots. It's kicked out by Valley Forge. And the Colonials now trying to get this puck up and out of the zone. A man stays down on the ice in the offensive end. Looks like it's going to be a roughing call against the Colonials, and no time like the present for North Park to try to get one up on the scoreboard, as it's the only way they are going to be moving on to tomorrow. It was Vigliotti who had gotten knocked down on the roughing call. He'll skate to the bench under his own power, and it'll be power play unit numero uno over the boards for Coach Rayner. As the clock reads 4:31, that's what's left of North Park's championship aspirations. Right now with this score tied 1-1. North Park on the man advantage, settles the face-off win down, tries to work it up to the point, a little scrambly, but they hold the zone through the stick of Tenenbaum. Spun right back to that stick by Halpern. Halpern gets the return pass all the way across. They were looking back post was North Park. It was intercepted, though, by the Colonials and sent all the way down. Aggressive forecheck here from Valley Forge. Try and dispossess North Park, but they'll cycle it twice off the dasher, and Halpern can set up the zone breakout. Now he'll have to turn in his own end as he works that puck over to Tenenbaum. And Tenenbaum sends that on up, chipped forward there by Grebin. And North Park able to send that into the offensive zone without possession, and so it's sent right back out. Bickoff out of his cage as the Colonials make a change. 1:10 left to go on the man advantage here. And Keyworth to stalk down this puck. He does. Into the offensive end goes the captain. He stops and delays at that near half wall, trying to set something up at the point. It was settled by Tenenbaum and dumped on in where North Park picks it up through the stick of Grebin. Behind the cage, that puck goes. Interchange out toward the net front, and now up to Halpern. Shot by Tenenbaum, and it was blockered on down to the corner by Valley Forge. They can't get the puck up and out at first attempt, but they do on the second. This is turning into a one-on-one. Tenenbaum gets back shot and scored. Oh, the shorthanded chance ends up in the back of the net for Valley Forge, and just like that, with 3:01 left to play in the third, the mountain to climb gets just a little bit higher for North Park as they try to get back on top on the scoreboard late on in this one. Well, it was a shorthanded goal, but North Park had to press, knowing that they needed to go up on the board, and so hard to blame them for aggressive play in the offensive zone. In any event, it's going to be a timeout on the ice called by North Park. We'll be right back after this. This is Midnight Sports. Well, all right, 3 minutes and 1 second to try to turn this game around. Still 30 seconds left to go on the man advantage here for North Park. It will be Tenenbaum, Grebin, Halpern, Samosi, and Vigliotti on the ice for the home team as that faceoff won forward by the Colonials. And it's Bickoff able to send that over towards Samosi, who tries to get the puck up and out of the zone. He does. Colonials touch it right back in, but Samosi on the puck once more, carries it forward into the offensive end. Bickoff off the ice for an empty net. It's a 6-on-4 right now as the Colonials fire that all the way down on the penalty kill, not worried about icing. This will be Finkelstein to pick on up. Finkelstein sends that puck up the near side of the ice toward Halpern. Still an empty net here for North Park. The stat heads will tell you it's the right time to pull the netminder if you need 2 goals on the plus side of 2 minutes. So North Park, following what the analytics will tell them, spinning, fired by Grebin. Hits the side of the cage, and it's going to be settled there by Samosi, who just has to dump in on a delayed offside. North Park touches up as the Colonials work that puck up and out of the zone. They don't attempt the shot on goal because they don't want to give up the icing there. Tenenbaum able to pick up that puck in the neutral zone. He'll dump in, and now North Park through Keyworth will give chase on the forecheck. That puck racked up to the point, chipped up but not out just yet. Momentum ends up carrying it out of the zone. And North Park touches up once more, but the Colonials on the puck. This time they will shoot for the empty net. It was a nice save by Halpern at center ice. Vigliotti able to send that up the center of the ice, but here come the Colonials. They'll shoot wide of the net. Vigliotti was diving for it. The shot ended up spinning wide. Colonials with possession in the offensive end for a moment. Vigliotti chips it off the boards, and Valley Forge had tried to carry the puck forward. Instead, North Park does that into the offensive end. Valley Forge gets it back in the near corner. It's still 6 skaters on the ice here for North Park as the hitting's picked up in that corner. Valley Forge just pins the puck there as we tick toward 1 minute left to play in this game. North Park needs a miracle or a couple of them, and they need it in a hurry. That puck was sprung free by North Park, but it's going to fall to a Valley Forge stick. They'll spin this one just wide of the cage. It'll go for an icing with 45.7 left to play. It's North Park on the wrong side of a one-goal game as they need a win, not even a tie. And so the next 45.7 absolutely crucial to North Park's hopes to getting to the championship game tomorrow. If they fail to even it up and go ahead by a goal, they'll play Cranford Hockey Club, the team they beat this morning, tomorrow at 11:10 a.m. If they advance, they'll play West Point at 12:40 p.m. That shot comes all the way down on the face-off win by the Colonials and is once again iced with 40.2 left to play in this game. This is Keyworth at the dot at the far circle. And he wins that faceoff over toward the half wall, but the Colonials right on the puck as they don't want to give North Park any time or space. That puck comes toward the side of the cage. And with 30 seconds left, North Park needs to get that out toward the net front. Instead, the Colonials will possess. They fire this puck all the way down. This one looks like it's going to spin up and in. And so it's an empty netter for the Colonials, and that's going to do it for North Park's hopes of making it to the championship game tomorrow, as the Colonials now have a commanding 3-1 lead with just 19.6 seconds left to go. And so we can say tune in tomorrow right here on Midnight Sports, 11:10 a.m. It will be North Park against the Cranford Hockey Club here from Oaks Rink, numero 3. This is North Park taking the ensuing faceoff, trying to win it forward. Valley Forge able to jam that puck up. It was Tenenbaum with a hit, and it looks like he'll go to the box as the clock has ticked down to 10.9 left to go. They're going to take one from each team. Well, maybe two from North Park there, as Meller goes to the box as well. And so it will be a 5-on-4 here for Valley Forge. The Colonials can see this one out on the man advantage. Just 10.9 left to go. Finkelstein at the far dot in the defensive end. Penalties up on the board, and so just waiting for a second here as the scorekeeper works it all out. And the fans next to the glass are cheering the end of this game. North Park just needs to get one more skater out there, and they do. And so that puck dropped, swiped to the side, and sent up and out of the zone. And so with 5 seconds left, Valley Forge able to just send that to the neutral zone. That's going to do it. We've gone final here at Oaks. It is North Park 1, Valley Forge 3. Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll catch you tomorrow morning at 11:10 a.m. This is Midnight Sports. Until then, stay safe.